In first video of coordination compounds, I have explained the difference between the double salt and the coordination compound. This is second video on the coordination compound and I will explain Werner's work, Werner's experiment on the coordination compound. These experiments are very simple one, but with the help of such a simple experiment, he proposed his theory and won the Nobel Prize for the pioneering work in the coordination chemistry in 1930. Now we will start with Werner's work. Werner studied the complexes of cobalt chloride and ammonia. Under different reaction conditions, he was able to isolate four compounds, and these four compounds can be identified from each other by their colors. So what Werner has done? Werner has taken cobalt chloride and concentrated ammonia, and he maintained different reaction conditions. So we have the reaction condition 1, he obtained violet colored compound. Reaction condition second, you obtain green color compound. Reaction condition third, you obtain purple color compound. And reaction condition 4, you obtain yellow compound. Okay. So depending on reaction condition, with same quantity of cobalt chloride and excess ammonia, he was able to isolate four different colored compound. What is the meaning of this? As color of these four compound is different, they are the different compounds. So what is the possibility? Quantity of the cobalt chloride is same in all the cases, but he used excess of ammonia. So there must be different number of ammonia molecule that must be associated with each of these compound. So simple conclusion that anyone can draw from the different colors of the compound. So what Werner has done, has decomposed this compound and analyzed composition of this compound. Okay, he has decomposed and analyzed the compound for the content. So what he observed, the violet colored compound composition is COCl3 thrice NH3. Then we have the green colored compound. Okay, green colored compound, the composition is COCl3 4NH3. This is the compound of the this is the composition of the green color. Then we have the purple color. Purple color, the composition was COCl3 5NH3, and the last one is the yellow color, and the composition of yellow color compound is COCl3 6NH3. So we have four different colored compounds and the composition is also different. So what is the observation? All compounds have same number of cobalt and chloride ions but different number of ammonia molecule. So as reaction condition is changed, different number of ammonia molecule get associated with cobalt in the compound. Then what he has done, he has analyzed the chloride content of this compound without decomposition. That is what he has done. He has taken the compound, he has prepared aqueous solution, and the aqueous solution without addition of any acid, any alkali, that is without decomposition, he has titrated with silver nitrate. So what is expected? Ag plus ion will react with Cl minus ion and we get the precipitate of AgCl. Now we know that when it is possible, when there is presence of dissociated chloride ion, this reaction will take place. If there is no dissociated ion, this reaction will not take place. Okay. So the results in the table. So very first compound. What is the composition? COCl3 thrice NH3. No precipitate is obtained. Okay. So 0 moles of silver nitrate required for the complete reaction. Thus conclusion is that there must be undissociated chloride ion. So COCl3 thrice NH3, this compound do not dissociate, it remains as it is. That is, it produces 0 chloride ions. Then we have the second compound, COCl3 4NH3. COCl3 4NH3. It required 1 mole of silver nitrate for complete precipitation reaction. It means that it consists of 1 chloride ion which can be dissociated, and hence we can write down dissociation reaction. COCl3 4NH3 will give rise COCl2 4NH3 plus 1 dissociated chloride ion. Then we have the third compound, COCl3 5NH3. Now the NH3 is increased by 1 number, 5NH3. It required 2 moles of silver nitrate for complete precipitation reaction. It means that there are 2 dissociable chloride ions, and now we can write down the dissociation reaction. COCl3 5NH3 give rise COCl 5NH3 plus twice Cl minus. So when this compound is added in the water, it dissociates and it produces 2 chloride ions. The last compound, it is COCl3 6NH3. Okay, COCl3 6NH3. It required 3 silver nitrate moles for the complete precipitation of chloride. So there are 3 dissociable chloride ions, and we can write down dissociation reaction COCl3 6NH3 giving rise CO6NH3 plus thrice chloride ions. Okay, so the all 3 chloride ion in this compound get dissociated. So the argentometric titration with silver nitrate, okay, and the prediction are very simple, and the prediction are number of dissociable chloride ions we can obtain. Okay, so the representation of the dissociation reaction here, graphically the representation is done. So if you see this compound, this is the representation of our compound, and in that compound green one is chloride, the purple one is ammonia, the light blue colored cobalt ion, and in the next representation you can see such a large sphere. It represents positively charged sphere of the cobalt 3 ion. Okay, it is not present in this. So we add in the water. So COCl3 NH3 do not dissociate. So if you see in the COCl3 4NH3, when added in the water, it produces 1 chloride ion. COCl3 5NH3 added in the water, it produces 2 chloride ions. And the last one, COCl3 6NH3 added in the water, it produces 3 chloride ions. Okay, so depending on chloride ion, we require the quantity of silver nitrate for the complete precipitation reaction. Okay, now the another experiment that was done by the scientist Werner is the measurement of the conductivity. He measured the conductivity of all these compounds. So what we can do from the conductance measurement? The aqueous solution consisting of positive and negative ion can show conductance. The solution do not having positive and negative ion is not conductor of electricity. This is the first thing. Second thing, you can measure the conductivity, and depending upon theoretical calculation, you can find out number of ions formed after dissociation of compound. Suppose one molecule is dissolved in the water, then with the help of conductivity measurement, you can find out number of positive and negative ions formed from one molecule. This is the important thing that you have to remember. So the conductivity experiment was performed. So the compound is COCl3 thrice NH3. It do not shows conductivity. Okay. So number of ions by conductivity measurement are found 0. It means that there is no dissociation reaction. The second compound COCl3 4NH3, this is the second compound, and by conductivity measurement it showed presence of 2 ions, and we may write down now the dissociation reaction COCl2 NH3 4 plus and the Cl minus. One positive and one negative ion is formed. So there is a presence of 2 ions after dissociation. Then we have the third one, COCl3 5NH3. COCl3 5NH3. It showed the presence of 3 ions, and that can be represented here. The COCl2 NH3 5 2 plus. This is one positively charged ion, and twice Cl minus. These are the two negatively charged ions. So COCl3 5NH3 produce 3 ions. One is the complex ion COCl NH3 5 2 plus, and other 2 ions are the 2 chloride ions. Now the last one, COCl3 6NH3. COCl3 6NH3. It has given formation of 4 chloride ions. 4 ions. So how the 4 ions? COCl3 NH3 3 plus and thrice Cl minus. So 3 chloride ions and 1 cobalt NH3 3 plus complex ion. Okay. So totally, if you see in the conductivity measurement, we can find out number of ions, and whatever the dissociation reaction given on the basis of argentometric titration, they can also be confirmed. So what we can find out from this experiment? So we can find out number of ionizable, dissociable, and number of non-ionizable chloride ions. So COCl3 thrice NH3, 0 number of ionizable chloride. Then we have 3 chloride ions which are non-ionizable, and we have the sum of non-ionizable chloride plus ammonia. So 3 ammonia, 3 non-ionizable chlorides, total is 6. Okay, so there are total 6 non-ionizable species that is associated with this. Then the second complex we have COCl3 4NH3, 1 ionizable chloride, 2 non-ionizable chloride, so 4 ammonia plus 2 non-ionizable chloride, total 6. COCl3 5NH3, 2 non-ionizable chlorides, sorry, 2 ionizable chlorides, 1 non-ionizable chloride, and we have 5 plus 1, 5 ammonia, 1 non-ionizable chloride, total 6. The last one is COCl3 6NH3. We have 3 chloride ions which are ionizable, 0 chloride ions which are non-ionizable. So 6 plus 0, total non-ionizable species in the complex are 6. So what are the conclusion? This compound consists of ionizable as well as non-ionizable chloride ions. The very first conclusion. Okay. The second conclusion, number of ionizable and non-ionizable chloride ion in the compound depends upon number of ammonia molecules in the compound. So how many chloride ions will dissociate, that will be governed by number of ammonia molecules in the complex. Third one, with increase in number of ammonia molecules in the compound, the ionizable chloride ions goes on increasing. So as ammonia molecule increases, ionizable chloride ion increases, or non-ionizable chloride ion decreases. The fourth conclusion, the sum of ammonia and non-ionizable chloride remains constant, and it is 6. Okay, it is 6. So these are the conclusions from the Werner's theory. So what are the explanations for the Werner's theory? In this compound, cobalt has +3 oxidation state, and hence it requires 3 chloride ions for complete neutralization of charge on the cobalt ion. Okay, so very first conclusion. The second conclusion, non-ionizable chlorides are bonded differently to the cobalt than ionizable chlorides. Okay, so as the non-ionizable chloride do not show the reaction, they must be differently bonded, and hence they do not ionize. And the last one, all NH3 molecules are bonded similarly to the cobalt ion. So this is the Werner's experiment, and depending on the Werner's experiment, his observation and conclusion, Werner proposed the theory and recognized as Werner's theory of coordination compound. So in his theory he proposed the 3 or 4 main things: the concept of primary and secondary valency to the metal ion, ionizable and non-ionizable groups present in the compound, the directional properties of the group in the secondary valency, and how to write molecular formula of the coordination compound. So this is the Werner's experimental work and the introduction to the Werner's theory of the coordination compound. In the next video lecture, I will explain Werner's theory of coordination compound in detail. Today we stop here. Thank you. In this video, I have explained Werner's work, and in the next video, I will explain Werner's theory on the basis of Werner's work. Werner's theory is the very early theory which explains the properties and the formation of coordination compounds very successfully. If you like my channel, please subscribe the channel.